I remember when this was the biggest skeleton in Will Smith's closet. Leave the memories alone. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam and welcome back to the Shyamalan Project, where I will be covering every M. Night Shyamalan film I have yet to cover in honor of Knock at the Cabin coming in just a couple of weeks. I've already covered everything from Shyamalan's first film, Praying with Anger, up through The Last Airbender. There will be a playlist link in the eye in the right-hand corner if you would like to check those out. But for right now, let's talk about After Earth. This was released in 2013, not 2012, like I said at the ending of the Last Airbender video, and the movie starred Will and Jaden Smith. It tells the story of a father and a son, played by Will and Jaden Smith. This movie takes place 1,000 years after Earth. Long story short, Earth, because of, I don't know, insert climate crisis thing here, the Earth became too polluted to live there, and the Earth basically rebelled by turning all of Earth's animals against us, with the only hope being the Commander Cypher Rage, played by Will Smith, who became so immune to fear that it turned him into a block of wood. More on that in a bit. His son, Kenai, played by Jaden Smith, is a good ranger on paper, but needs a little more to get to that next step. But then on a routine mission, Kenai and Cypher end up on, well, Earth, 1,000 years afterwards, where in the words of Cypher, everything on this planet has evolved to kill humans. And so it is up to Kenai to signal for help while Cypher lays injured in the wrecked ship. This idea originally came to Smith when he was watching a television special. He actually Shyamalan initially envisioned this as more of a grounded film, basically taking place in the present day, with Will and Jaden Smith being caught in a car accident and Jaden having to go find for help while Will stayed injured behind in the vehicle. It was the Smiths' idea to turn it into a big sci-fi epic, and epic is used very loosely. It is no real secret that this movie was meant to launch Jaden Smith as the next big thing. Did it work?
Hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no.
I had only seen clips and read certain things about After Earth before this viewing, but going into it and coming out of it, I can safely say that this is one of the most boring movies I have ever watched in my life. And it's sad, because I love sci-fi. I have a great amount of respect for Will Smith, minus recent events. I like M. Night Shyamalan. There are pieces to this puzzle that should work, but it doesn't. As I mentioned earlier, Will and Jaden Smith are both blocks of wood. They have no charisma whatsoever, which doesn't make any amount of sense to me. Because if you look up anything about Will Smith, from his Fresh Prince of Bel-Air days, even back to his days in the hip-hop world with DJ Jazzy Jeff, Will Smith is an incredibly charismatic human being. So why he chose to do this very boring performance, I have no idea. And they try to make it work with the whole he has basically sucked all the fear out of himself, making him basically like Jeff Hardy in 2008, immune to fear. But it doesn't work. It especially doesn't work when they try to wedge in a dynamic of the father being distant from the son, and the son trying to prove himself to the father, but the father is giving him the cold shoulder all the time. I never bought it for 1 second. And similar to Will, Jaden is no better. I was literally half tempted to yell at my television what Stone Cold Steve Austin once said to Lance Storm in 2003.
I do something. Show me a facial expression.
Even the scenes where they flash back to past traumas, I just did not care. And I don't think Jaden did either. This is probably the least Shyamalan film of all of Shyamalan's films. There's not even really a twist here. it's revealed pretty early on that they have crash landed on Earth 1,000 years after humanity left. Originally, in my research, the title was supposed to be 1,000 Years AE. That was a far better title than just After Earth, because it would have been a nice little reveal. It's a concept that's been done to death, but it would have been a nice reveal to be like, oh, they're back on Earth. Oh, but they didn't do that. As a matter of fact, there's a long-standing rumor that Shyamalan was just there kind of as a puppet director, and Will Smith just took over everything. I mean, he was a producer on this after all. And while I couldn't find anything to conclusively prove that, watching the movie, it makes too much sense. Like I mentioned earlier, they try to introduce these past traumas into the relationship between Will and Jaden Smith, the two characters in the movie. And like I said, it just doesn't work. You have either seen it before, or the movie doesn't do a good job of selling that it is weighing on both of their minds even after it has happened. It just comes out of nowhere. And it's even worse considering the fact that the person that's on both of their minds, one of them, is played by Zoe Kravitz, Catwoman from The Batman, and the main character in Kimmy. When I saw her, I was like, no, that can't be. And I guess this is a good way just to parlay into the fact that in terms of sci-fi, it doesn't really do anything new. Do you know how in Jupiter Ascending, how that movie is just ripping off so many other sci-fi things, that there's like a running counter going, like Star Wars and other things? Well, that goes double for After Earth. It's nothing new, nothing original. It doesn't even do the whole climate allegory that good. I mean, Planet of the Apes did it better. The original Planet of the Apes did it so much better. Oh, and did I mention that this is one of the most boring movies I have ever watched in my life? As a matter of fact, I was editing something for this channel while I was watching this, and I just would stop and I would scroll through Instagram really quick, and then I'd take a peek over, and I'm like, don't care. Not trying to sound harsh or anything, but I try to be honest with my feelings regarding these movies. I like Shyamalan, and like I said, I like the elements in this. The problem is that they just go together like chalk and cheese, and it all just doesn't work. This movie is horrid. This is easily the most boring of the Shyamalan triangle of terror, because while The Happening was so bad it's good, and while The Last Airbender just made me want to rip my hair out, After Earth was just a nothing movie. It's just watered down, diluted, the great value version of far better concepts and movies that do those concepts far better. And I think this is the movie that pretty much killed Shyamalan's career for a couple of years. Basically, he became a meme at that point. If anyone talked anything about Shyamalan, this was our collective reaction.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready? Ready!
But there's an old saying that once you hit rock bottom, there's nowhere left to go but up. And a couple of years after this, Shyamalan did go up with 2015's The Visit. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below. And if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. When a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.